Welcome back, everyone. All right, this video it started with one goal: organize everything. So you have seen I have been working on this fully automated island in hardcore Minecraft, and we have already built a ton of auto farms, some of which you have probably seen on the channel. But with all that going on, I needed a central storage system to bring it all together. So I wanted to collect all those items automatically into a central storage system. That's when the idea for this massive auto sorting system kicked off. And honestly, the build got way bigger than expected, so I decided to add a trading hall on the first floor. So yeah, it's clean, it's functional, and probably one of my best builds yet. So yeah, let's start the build and hope you enjoy it. Alright, so we are starting off by placing the spruce log pillars. So each of these pillars is 3 blocks high, and we are leaving a 5 blocks gap between each of these pillars. I'm building 11 of these pillars on the left side. That gives us room for 10 chest bays, and I will do the same thing on the right. The gap in the middle is 10 blocks wide to create a spacious walkway in between. But if you are going for a smaller version of the build, I guess you can totally shrink that to maybe 5 blocks. And for a more compact design, I'd also suggest you going with just 5 chest bays on each side instead of 10, so that the build will be a lot smaller and easier to build. Now behind these spruce pillars, I'm placing a 2-block wide platform using oak planks. This is going to be the base where we'll stack our chests for the sorting system. I'm also adding oak plank walls on both sides to give it that enclosed look, kinda like a mini room or shelf. Once that's in place, we start stacking the large chests, 5 on the bottom and 5 directly on top to make each chest bay. Next, I'm placing oak plank beams across the pillars to tie the whole structure together. Now we will go ahead and add another set of spruce pillars, but this time with a height of 4 blocks. This will support the second row of chest bays, stacked right above the first ones, just like this. And right above the chests, we are using oak slabs 2 blocks wide. Remember, if you use solid blocks here, the chests won't open, the top chests won't open, so slabs are the way to go. Alright, once the pillars are set up, we are placing oak plank walls just like we did below, creating neat little base for the upper chest. Once the walls are in, we stack in the chests, and just like that, our double decker storage is starting to take shape. Finally, we are covering the top of the upper chest using oak slabs. Make sure to use slabs, not planks. Trust me, I made that mistake and ended up blocking the chest lids. Slabs let the chest open while planks, well, they don't. So that's why I use slabs. Finally, let's add a line of stairs across the top as shown to finish off the design, and with that our entire storage layout is complete. Now it's time to get to the real brain of the build, the redstone. Alright, first step, place hoppers going into back of all the chests. That's where all our items will go. Now for the redstone setup, start by placing 5 smooth stone blocks, 2 blocks behind the hoppers. On top of these, place repeaters as shown. Then build a T-shaped structure by adding blocks on sides of the repeaters. Once the blocks are in place redstone torches at the front, just like this. Finally, add another 3x5 layer of smooth stone on top. Place comparators facing forward just like this. Finally, this is super important, add 5 more hoppers going into the comparators. Note that it should not point down, it should point into the comparators. And cover the back of the comparators with redstone dust. Now let's repeat the exact redstone setup behind each of these chest base. Now we will do the same thing for the upper chest base. Start by connecting hoppers going directly into the chests. Make sure they are pointing into the chest. Next, we will add another layer of hoppers right on top. Make sure they are pointing into the ones below. Then add 5 more hoppers at the back of this new layer, all pointing into the hoppers. After that, just repeat the same redstone setup we did for the bottom layer. Same layout, same logic. Starting with 5 smooth stone blocks with repeaters on top of it. After that, 2 lanes of smooth stone on the sides. Redstone torches at the front, and then 3x5 layer of smooth stone on top. With comparative spacing forward, and redstone dust behind the comparatives. And also 5 hoppers pointing into the comparators. Now that our chest base are ready, it's time to connect everything together. Come out to the front of the build and dig 2 blocks down and place a large chest here. And add 5 hoppers on top of it. This will be our input line, by the way. Now connect a line of hoppers flowing directly into these input hoppers. Take this hopper line all the way across the back, passing by each chest bay. When you reach the other side, go up 4 blocks and start bringing the hopper line back in the opposite direction, right above the one we just placed. Finally, once you return to the starting point, extend the hopper line 5 more blocks to the side. This is where we will place a dropper and build a simple clock mechanism to feed items into the system automatically. Alright, now let's set up the dropper mechanism. First, dig out a small pit as shown. Now place a dropper directly underneath the floating hopper. On the side of the dropper, add a comparator. Then place a sticky piston facing left and an observer in front of it. Add another observer on the diagonal block facing the opposite direction and connect the observer and dropper with redstone dust. Finally, place 2 or 3 hoppers leading into the dropper and the chest on top. This is your input chest where you will throw all your items that need to be sorted. Cover the pit with dirt blocks and start by placing glass walls around the dropper, going all the way up to the floating hopper. This will create a water elevator system. Fill the glass tube with water bucket and add some kelp to turn them all into source blocks. And then place a soul sand on top of the dropper. This will activate the bubble column to push items up into the sorting system. Alright, the sorting system is all set up, but it won't actually work yet. To make it functional, we still need to add the items we want to filter into the hoppers. Firstly, place item frames below each chest and add an item icon to show what you're sorting. So in my case, we are placing glow item frames, and I'm placing iron ingots, gold ingot, and diamond and emerald, and also copper ingot. And for the top chest, I'm placing all the raw materials which we get. So these are just icons from where we will get to know what we are sorting in this chest. So next, to make it work, come around the back and climb up to the hoppers that go into the comparators. So each of these hoppers has 5 slots. We are going to use those to filter items. In the last 4 slots, add a filter item that you never want to sort. So I am using bamboo pressure plates for that. Then in the first slot, add the item you want to sort. So in the first chest, we wanted to sort iron ingots, so I'm placing a stack of iron ingots here. So if the stack of ingots stop at 41, you get a confirmation that it is working correctly. We'll repeat this setup for all the hoppers where we want to sort items, and we'll repeat this same setup on the top hoppers too. Now if we go and add items, say iron ingots or maybe raw rabbit or raw chicken into the input chest, they won't get sorted properly just yet. That's because there are still other chest bays where the hoppers aren't set up to filter anything. So whatever items we put in the input chest will just go and fill into the first empty hopper they get. So to fix that, we have two options. Either go ahead and set up filters in all the chest bays by adding whatever sorting items you want to sort in it. Or if you are not using them right now, you have one solution. You can just place one filter item in each slot of the filter hopper. So this will simply block the hoppers with filling any random items. And with that, I guess our entire sorting system is fully set up and completely working right now. Okay guys, now once we have the sorting system ready, we will build the external structure around our storage system. So first up, we are laying down the flooring using oak planks, and also we'll add some spruce log beams on the sides as shown. So guys, now it's time to design the layout for the exterior structure. Head over to the side and place 8 stone bricks as shown. This makes sure we have a 2-block gap behind the redstone setup so that we can move around later on to alter any redstone setup. Repeat this layout after every 2 chest bays and connect them all together as shown. So once we have the layout ready, start placing pillars and beams using stripped oak wood. All these pillars are 8 blocks high. We will place these pillars on all the intersections on the layout which we created using stone bricks. And also we will add beams to connect these pillars to each other using stripped oak wood block. So with this we will have a main frame of the build ready, and this will give it that bold and structured look. Next we will start working on the roof. Begin by placing stripped oak wood beams across the sides, lining them up neatly with the tops of the pillars. Then in the center, add spruce log beams after every chest bay. These help us tie the whole structure together and add a really nice contrast in the roof design. Once the beams are in place, it's time to build out the roof. I'm going with a simple design. We'll place spruce planks along the edges, and to cover the center, I'm placing oak stairs on the sides with spruce planks in the middle. This combo adds a nice depth and contrast to the roof, making the whole build feel more dynamic and complete. Now let's extend the frame to the first floor, placing another set of stripped oak wood pillars, just one block ahead of the previous ones. These pillars go up 7 blocks high, and we connect these pillars with beams to tie the structure together. Then we start shaping the roof using spruce slabs, placing them in a stepped pattern to create a smooth slope. And on the sides we add a touch of detail, just a spruce slab paired with 2 trapdoors. It's a small addition, but it really brings depth and a nice bit of character to the design. Now we start building the walls for the ground floor. For the base, I'm using a mix of stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and regular stone to give it some texture and variety. At the very bottom layer, I am placing spruce stairs, and on the top layer, I am placing spruce fences to add some depth. Between these, we will build the stone walls with 3 blocks wide windows, actually glass windows, and giving it that sturdy look. To add details to the pillars themselves, I have used spruce stairs and trapdoors. Just a simple touch that really brings out the design. We will repeat this pattern for all the walls across the ground floor. Next, we build a staircase on the right side of the build to reach to the first floor. Once that's done, we will add 2-block wide oak plank platforms along the side of the chest base. And also we will add spruce fences on the sides, creating a neat path to access the upper chest easily. Next, we will start building the first floor walls. For texture, I'm using a mix of stripped spruce wood and spruce planks. At the bottom layer, we will add stone bricks to give the walls some extra depth. Then we will also add glass pane windows on each section and repeat this pattern across all the walls on the first floor. Now that all the walls are done, first thing we will do is we'll light up the place. I'm using lanterns and torches to brighten up the storage house. This takes a little time, but it really brings the build to life. Once that's done, we will move on to the roof. For this, I'm using deep slate brick slabs in a stepped pattern. And to break the monotony, I have mixed a few deep slate and black stone slabs here and there for some extra texture. Now for the final detailing touches, we will start by adding dark oak slabs just below each window and placing flower pots on top to bring some life to the build. Above these windows, I'm adding dark oak trapdoors to create a canopy kind of thing. We will repeat this design for all the windows on the ground floor. For the first floor, we will still use the slabs and flower pots, but instead of canopies, we are going with dark oak trapdoors on the sides to act as window shutters. This adds a lot of charm to the structure. To finish things off, I'm hanging glowberries at the front and back to bring in a little natural glow. Then we'll set up the front gallery using stripped oak wood pillars and beams. We add railings with a combination of lecterns and trapdoors. It really ties everything together. And finally, for a cozy touch, we'll place a small fireplace on top using campfires just to top it all off. We will sprinkle in a few more details here and there just to bring the whole build to life. With that, the entire external structure is complete. Now it's time for the final part, our trading hall. We start by setting up small rooms using stripped oak wood for the pillars and beams. For the walls, I am using a mix of stone bricks, cracked stone bricks and regular stone to give it that rugged and textured look. Inside each room, I am placing a cozy little bunk bed. If you want some cool bed design ideas, I actually have a separate video on that. So feel free to check it out. Once the beds are in place, we add workstations like composters, smithing tables, looms, and more. Basically, one for each profession. And we will also add fences on the front to prevent villagers from coming out of their rooms. Finally, we throw in few decorations, some carpets, paintings, and small details to bring the space to life. And just like that, this massive build is complete. Alright, it's time for the final cinematic shots of this massive build. This one took days to plan, build, and polish, and honestly, I'm really proud of how it turned out. There were definitely moments where I questioned my life choices, especially after placing the 500th chest, of course. But hey, if you want to skip the grind and get this build in your world, it's up on my Patreon. Go grab it. You can find the link below in the description box. And also don't miss the next video because we are connecting every auto farm which we built on this island before straight into this giant system. It's gonna be super satisfying to watch and I can't wait to show you how it all comes together. So do not forget to subscribe, drop a like if you like this video, and yeah, thanks for watching.